Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. I should have said not 2:30 sharp, but by 2:30. Anyway, man, I just been a lot of things been going on, so I was off with my time. So I'm gonna give you guys an extra couple of minutes to get in here, since I was late, showing up wrong times. You guys know I hate being. I do not like when I'm not on time. Okay, that bothers me. All right, that bothers me for myself. Let me turn this to mute. What is up? Hello, hello. How you doing? Like I said, since my time has been off, I'm going to give a couple of extra minutes for people to get in here, for the people that were here on time. While I'm waiting, shout out to Christopher Burgos. I hope I said that right, for the $50 super chat before I even got in the room, man. I appreciate it. Man, that kind of stuff right there lets me know that I'm going in the right direction, okay? There's no other way I can explain it, but hopefully you guys are watching, so when you guys get out there and find whatever it is your passion is, and people will show you that they appreciate your passion, all right? So what's going on, Steven? Nicer, hello. What's up, SOBC? What's up, Joseph? What's going on, Dave Sincere? NC Biggs, what's up? Can you see my shirt? Let me see. You guys like that shirt? I'll be wearing that in the gym. Your girl, my girl. People be looking at me funny in the gym. Yeah, so what? And then they look for my girl. They always see the shirt and then they go, "Oh, what's up, sis? How you doing?" First time my sister's in the chat. Wow, okay. What's going on? What's up, Amazing? What is up? All right, we're going to get started in about another minute. I'm going to wait another minute. I'm not going to go all the way to 5 minutes. Let me turn my chair straight. There we go. What is up? All right, I'm gonna introduce myself in about 15 seconds. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. All right, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and believes in financing things that go down in value and cannot figure out why they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Just can't figure it out. So not to talk bad about people, okay? Because I lived there for the first 40 years of my life, right? Until I woke up one day and I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Hey, LJ." I said, "Yeah, Dave." Dave said, "Why don't you take that math that you learned in grade school?" I said, "Yeah, and apply it to your finances." And I said, "It can't be that easy, Dave." Dave says, Dave Ramsey, that is. Dave says, "Yes, it is, LJ." And then I did it, and now I'm free. All right. So now I'm experiencing something that I never knew existed, right? Freedom, financial freedom. Financial freedom doesn't mean that you need millions and millions of dollars. It just means you got to get to zero, right? I lived under zero all my life. So what I do to help others, I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches in the debt matrix are things that don't make mathematical sense, yet people keep doing them. Now, I know you're thinking, what do you mean mathematical sense? Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math from money are feelings, okay? Now, what I do is, since you know math and money are one, okay, so I expose the glitches in the debt matrix by things that don't make mathematical sense, right? Like calling yourself a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. You know that's not mathematically true. Why are you calling yourself a homeowner when you know for a fact it's not mathematically true, right? You know you couldn't have got the house without the bank's money, right? Then why are you calling yourself a homeowner? That's a glitch in the debt matrix. That makes absolutely no sense. Or here's another one. Why do you believe it takes 30 years to pay off one house? You don't even believe in yourself enough that you couldn't pay $300,000 cash in 30 years of your life? That's a glitch. That's a glitch. Or you go on a car lot to finance a car, right? And whatever the sale price in the window is, you finance it for 84 months, but you really believe you got it for the sticker price on the window that you saw when you came in. Nobody gets a finance car. You know that's not mathematically true. Why do you believe that? That's a glitch. Okay, get it? All right, so that's what I do. So everything I say, remember, if you're new to the channel, everything I say is true. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. And when I say that, my math will always be right. Always. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. That's irrelevant. Math doesn't care about people's feelings. Math says 1 + 1 = 2. I don't care if it makes you happy, sad, jump for joy. It's still 2. Got it? All right. All right. So what's up, Leroy? What's going on? How you doing? He said, my brother from another mother. What's up, Kevin? All right, so let's get, so every now and then I do what's called video reviews, all right? And so what I do, people send them to me, more like SMD family members. What's up, SMD family, by the way? Hello, you guys. Now, usually SMD family members send me videos so I can do a review on there. And what this is it's not to say anything negative about the people in the video, not saying that they're lying, not saying that they're ripping people off. It doesn't matter who's in the video, okay? So when we watch this video, I want you to only look at it mathematically, okay? Whatever I'm saying, I want you to only look at it mathematically. Leave your feelings out of it. But when I say something, and it's mathematically true, that's all I want you to understand. Is it true? Is the math right? Right? Now, this is obviously a business. Okay, it's business. So I don't want you guys to, when I say something that is a feeling about what they're doing or saying, that's a feeling, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter how I feel about what they're doing. What they're doing legal? Yeah, then that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters if everything they're doing is legal. Okay. So I don't want you to think I'm reviewing this video to talk bad about them and say they're ripping people. Like I said earlier, ripping people off. That's not the point. Only follow me mathematically. Okay. Now, before we get into this video, this is what I want you to, when we watch this video, this is what I want you to bring with you as we're watching it. I want you to add up all your savings, add up all your debt, savings. No, let's make it even simpler. This is what I want you to do. Since there's $1.7 trillion in student loan debt, I'm probably going to get the majority of you with you. So don't be embarrassed like that. It's just 1.7 trillion is millions of people. So don't feel alone, right? So I want you to go savings, add up your savings minus your student loans equals how much money you have to invest. Okay, let's say that one more time. Add up the cash savings that you have in your bank account or under your mattress. It really doesn't matter where it's at, okay? It could be hidden in a shoebox. It could be locked up in a vault. It really doesn't matter, okay? And this is I'm going to show you. Add up that money minus your student loans equals how much money you really have. Equals how much money you have to invest, okay? How much money, savings minus student loans equals how much money you have in real life. Now I know this. Here's the glitch. Okay, here's the glitch. That's going to be a large negative number. Okay, it's going to be a large negative number, but you're going to look around you and see that you have a nice car, you have a brand new phone, you're living in a nice apartment, but then you look at that number and it's in the negative and you're going to think to yourself, how do I have all this? I can't buy all this with a negative number. I can't. How do I have that car and my finances are in the negative? How do I live in this place if my finances are in the negative? Because it doesn't exist. Everything you see is finance. You don't own any of it. You don't own the car. You don't own the house you live in. You don't even own the nicely framed degree on the wall. You don't own anything. Your whole life is a mathematical illusion. Okay, here's the glitch though. Though the math is correct, you're still not going to believe it. You're going to still believe that car is yours. You're still going to believe you own the house. You're going to even still believe that you own the equity in the house that you don't own. That's the glitch. You're going to be like, wait, that doesn't make any mathematical sense. Exactly. So with this number in mind, when we watch this video, whatever they're talking about investing and doing this and making a profit, and this is what I want you to say to yourself. If I'm in the negative, how can I do any of that, what they're talking about? You can't. It's impossible. Math is an exact science. That means it's never wrong, ever. It's never wrong, ever. It's never, ever. It's never wrong. Okay? So you're going to say to yourself, well, I can't invest in anything they're talking about. Exactly. You can't. You're in debt. And people that are in debt, there's two types of slaves. Okay? If you are in debt, you're a slave. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. It really doesn't matter. Hey, I'm not a slave. Whatever. If your finances are in the negative, you are a slave. There's two types of slave: a conscious slave and an unconscious slave. And this is the difference between the two. And I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. An unconscious slave don't believe in mathematics. An unconscious slave doesn't even believe in their own mathematics. Okay, it doesn't matter. I know it's the same, but I want to say it like that so you can clearly understand. An unconscious slave doesn't believe in mathematics. Not only does an unconscious slave don't believe in mathematics, they don't even believe in their own mathematics. Okay, now here's the conscious slave. The conscious slave was once an unconscious slave. They came to the SMD channel and said, wait a minute, I'm a slave. Yeah, you're a slave. Now, which one are you going to be? Now they're conscious slaves. Now what they do, the difference between now this slave believes in mathematics, but yet they're still in debt. That's the only difference. They went from unconscious to conscious, said, oh crap, I'm a slave. I'm living below zero. Yeah, okay, I got to do whatever it takes to get out of it. And then now they're doing whatever it takes to get out of it. Okay. I am what's called an alien. SMD, other SMD family members are called aliens. You guys can't see, we can see you, but you can't see us because you don't understand the language of debt free. Why don't you understand it? Because you don't believe in mathematics. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing. All right. So now when we go in here, I want you to remember, keep that large negative number in your head. All of you guys have it. Don't worry about it, slaves. It's millions of you. So don't feel alone that number, even if you don't even know what that number is, take a wild guess. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. As long as you understand you're below zero. Now, I want you to carry this number when we watch this video. Okay, now, again, I want to say this one more time and make sure it's understood. I'm not saying anything negative about this video. I'm not saying they're ripping people off. I'm not saying not go buy their products. I'm not saying any of that. Okay. I'm going to point out things that don't make mathematical sense, and I'm going to show them to you. Okay. Now, if you hear me say a feeling about what they're saying or doing, just disregard that. That's just my feeling. It doesn't matter anything with business. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So let me bring this up. Now we're going to watch this video together. Now his name is, and the link, the full video's in the link. And this man's name is Jamal King. Now, I don't know who Jamal is. I'm not saying he's a bad person. He's evil. I'm not saying anything, right? But what brought this, somebody sent this video to me, okay? But what really caught my attention was that Eric Thomas was in this video, okay? Eric Thomas. Now, I'm a big Eric Thomas fan. Being on this panel just surprised me. I'm just like, well, why is Eric here? Now, I don't know any of the other dudes, not saying the other dudes. I'm just saying who I know. I asked myself, why is Eric here? Why is he on this panel? I don't get it. All right. And you guys are going to see in a minute. All right. So let me pull this video up. All right. So as he's talking, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop during the video so I can point out things. Only mathematical things that don't make mathematical sense. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me put my earpiece in. Okay, I got to back this up. I missed this part. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, whoever Carl is, I want you guys to understand something so you guys can hear what you're not really. Oh, you can't. You guys can't hear it. Can you guys hear the video when it plays? I hope you guys can hear the video. Let's make sure before I go any. Can you guys hear the video when it plays? I need to make sure you guys can because I don't want to go on and I got to take out my headphones or something if that's the case. But I'm laughing at Chris. And you can't see people who gave whatever thumbs down. You're just assuming, Chris. All right. You're just assuming I did that. Hey, can you guys hear? Okay, no sound. All right. Dang it. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, hold up. Let me play it this way. All right. Let's.
This is a cycle that he was doing over and over again every year. He would purchase vacations.
Can you guys hear now?
Do improvements to the house or whatever on his credit card, and then when tax season comes, he got what's it called? The tax return.
One second.
He was just going over that same cycle over and over again, and it was like it wasn't taking him to the next level. It was doing anything for the family, but it was allowing him every year. Yeah, it was allowing him though to feel like he was doing something that year at that moment. And I was just like, bro, you got this.
Okay, can you guys hear now?
You think about your life as a circle, right? You're just going around and around, Carl.
All right, I'm gonna start this over. It's only 7 minutes, okay? All right, here we go.
This is a cycle that he was doing over and over again every year. He would purchase vacations, do improvements to the house or whatever, all on his credit card. And then when tax comes, got the what's it called, the tax return, he was just going over the same thing.
Okay, you're right. You got me there. All right, now listen. They're talking about this. Okay, they're talking about this. They're talking about this dude Carl, right? Talking about Carl does this cycle over and over again. He puts all of his stuff on a credit card to home improvements or whatever, vacations, right? There's only one reason why people do that, because they don't have the money. And they're pointing out this, okay? He's pointing this out. When he gets his tax return to pay it off, why do you have to wait all the way to your tax return to pay it off? These are signs that people, when you're in debt, you don't really understand how to listen to this type of stuff. That doesn't make sense. Things that don't make mathematical sense. You need to put everything on a credit card, right? And then you got to wait till tax season to pay it off. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make mathematical sense, okay? All right, let's go.
Yeah, it was allowing him though to feel like he was doing something that year at that moment. And I was just like, bro, you got this. You need an out. If you think about your life as a circle, right? You're just going around and around, Carl, every single year. Bro, what we gotta do? What we
Who
gotta
is
do?
Carl?
If you drew that circle with a pencil, we gotta take a red and just erase a little quarter inch of that circle.
Erase that circle.
You're out. So you can stop this cycle of going around.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
And so it's just like, bro.
Here's real Carl's out. This is the real way Carl should get out. Okay. He should figure out, why does he need a credit card to charge all that stuff on? And why is he getting $12,000 back a year for tax return? That doesn't make sense. $10,000 to $12,000 on a tax return? That's something wrong. That means you guys got to understand something. When you get large checks back from the IRS for a tax return, they're not giving you anything. They're just giving you something back that you gave them too much of. So he's giving way too much to the IRS during the year. He got to figure that out. He should say, "Dang, $12,000." But you got to know that. But instead, he's charging stuff. And then he's waiting till the end of the year to pay it back. So all that interest he's paying. So not only all the home improvements and vacations, he's paying more for those items than what he thinks he is, because he's paying interest to do it. See how people in debt don't know that. Not saying that I don't know anything about these guys' finances. I want you guys to understand something. I'm just pointing out things being said out in the open. That makes sense. Okay, you're charging a credit card. That's because you have no money. That's why you're using a credit card. You're waiting all the way to the end of the year to pay that back. The banks would love people. You guys understand the banks love people that do that, that think that. Slaves think they're saving money. They think they're saving money. All right, let's continue on. They're just,
And the same thing like E, how you just said with Dee, as far as with the house, she felt like she was spending that money. And I'm like, bro, you're not spending the money. You're transferring the money. The money is not lost. Whether you take that money, you give it to the credit card company, and then let them now extend more credit to you.
What?
You can take that money.
What money?
Use it as your debt.
Okay, listen.
Your 10%.
This dude is in debt. He mathematically has no money. You cannot, listen. It's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. It doesn't exist. Now the SMD family members, you guys know this is all Carl has to do. All he has to do is add up all his savings and add up all his debt, mortgage, student loans, car debt, add it all up, and then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. This is all Carl got to do. Right. And then when Carl sees this large negative number, he's going to have to look in the mirror and ask himself, how can I invest with negative dollars? You can't, Carl. That's impossible. That's mathematically impossible to invest. You can't walk up and say, hey, man, I want to invest $10,000. They're going to say, OK, where's the $10,000? What you going to pull out negative $350,000 and pay for it? They're going to look at you like you're nuts. All right, let's go on.
Down payment on an investment property, right? And then when you put that 10% on that property, that money is not gone. It's inside of the equity.
When I hear Jamal talk, because you guys got to understand, that doesn't make any sense because Carl's in the negative. So whatever he's saying, hey, invest in the best property, put the 10% down. If you put 10% down, that means you didn't pay 100% for the house. So the house is not yours. The house, that's not investment for Carl. That's investment for the bank because the bank owns the house.
What do you have the property?
Hold on, slow down. So, everybody listening, Carl got $10,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah.
He's getting his tax return back. Let's say he got 10, 12,000.
10, 12. Just make up a number, but go ahead. Yeah.
He's going to take it and pay off his credit card. Says, do not pay off your credit card.
Why not?
Why?
Continue the payment.
Continue making payments.
There you go.
Woo, man. If I was the bank, I would love every word this dude is saying. Continue the payments. I'll be like, hell yeah, continue the payments. Please. I don't want you to ever, listen, if I was the bank, if I was the credit card company, I wouldn't want him ever to pay off that credit card, ever. Do what your friends are saying. Invest in whatever, invest in the stock market, invest in some appreciation of a house that's mine. Because I own, say like I'm the bank, I own the house. If Carl thinks that, if Carl believes the house is appreciating for him, whatever, Carl, that's a slave. Slaves believe that shit. Slaves. If you walk to the bank and you got student loans older than your children and you're talking about getting some money to invest, the bank is going to financially take advantage of a person that's a slave.
Continue the payment that you
Continue your minimum. How much was your minimum payment, Carl?
Minimum was like $400.
$400 minimum payment. He's $400. He's talking like it's nothing. Do you know it? You know how happy I would be if I was the freaking bank? Oh man, it's like $400. I'd be like, yeah, say it just like that. Keep saying it like that, slave, like it's nothing. That's exactly how I want you to think. Oh man.
Nobody said don't pay your credit card bill. He's saying continue to pay what you've been paying. Now, to keep your credit straight by paying the minimum amount, you keep paying that. All right, now, but take this lump sum that you get, and instead of paying off
a lump sum that doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist. The lump sum of money that they're talking about doesn't even mathematically exist, but they believe it does. Let's continue.
$1 billion credit card company.
Wait, whoa. What'd you say?
He's saying continue to pay what you've been paying. How to keep your credit straight by paying the minimum amount. You keep paying that. All right, now, but take this lump sum that you get, and instead of paying off the $1 billion credit card company for no reason.
Why do you think they have $1 billion from people that think like that? Hey, don't worry about it. Just keep making your minimum payments so your credit be straight. Slaves don't know it costs money to keep a high credit score. A credit score doesn't mean anything. A credit score is like a hammer. It's a tool. Hey, you pull it out when you need it. I'll pull it out when I need to rent a car, whatever, hold down a hotel room, whatever. It's a tool. It's nothing that I need. I don't need a credit score.
Take that and put it down on the property.
If I pay off my credit card, then it'll allow my credit to go up. No, we're talking investment property.
No,
right?
you're not.
Car credit was already at a good score.
Who cares?
Investment property. So with investment property, a lot of times they don't look at your debt to income ratio.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's stop right here. So you guys, he starts talking about debt to income ratio. Now I know most of you heard it, right? You've heard of debt to income ratio. Half slaves don't even know what that is. They have no idea what that is, right? Let me explain something to you, okay? So slaves can understand this. When you have no debt, there is no ratio. So when they talk about debt to income ratio, I know they're not talking to me because I have no debt. Who cares about a debt to income ratio? If you have no debt, the ratio doesn't exist. It only exists for slaves. You know what a debt to income ratio really is? It's to tell the banks when are they going to kick you out and give you to the slaves. First you're in good. Your debt to income ratio is a certain whatever the bank makes up it to be. Whatever, those are the bank's rules, right? This is the thing they determine if you're going to get money from the bank or you're going to get it from the secondhand vultures. Subprime mortgages, FHA mortgages, those are for slaves. Okay. If you got a subprime mortgage right now and you believe you're a homeowner, you are like the ultimate slave. You are the ultimate unconscious slave if you believe you're a homeowner with a subprime mortgage. No, but listen, nobody in the world is a homeowner with a mortgage. Nobody is. Now, for those of you guys, those slaves unconscious slaves that you guys still don't understand, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this really, really slow so you can get it. If you are a homeowner with a mortgage, what do you call a person with no mortgage and a home? Now, let me say that one more time. If you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, what do they call a person that owns a house with no mortgage? A homeowner. You guys are what's called loan owners. Nothing more.
At the strength of the property itself. They look at the overall value, the debt property. So with investment property, a lot of times they don't look at your debt to income ratio. They look at the strength of the property itself.
You better not believe that. You better believe they do.
The debt to income value of the property. Of the property.
They look at both.
You money, they have very invested interest in this. So it's not like they're lending you money on you. That's what Maul is trying to say. They ain't trust your trifling butt. You got 10 grand in credit card debt. Apparently you ain't that responsible anyway. They're not trusting you. They are doing their own research on the property.
They do trust you. If you got $10,000 in credit card debt, you ain't going nowhere anytime soon. You better believe it. They're going to give you the loan because they're going to own the house and they already own him. If this dude has $10,000, $12,000 in credit card debt that's owed to the bank owns him. He's a slave. And then if they give him a mortgage or an investment loan, guess what? They own him again 2 times. That's not even including his mortgage. He probably got car payments. The bank owns them.
They're looking at the investment, so it's not heavily based on you like that.
So this is where the ascension comes in now.
What's that?
Right? So stabilization
ascension. Okay, that's a big word.
Was let me pay off this credit card and then get credit limit again, and then the next year go on vacations again, spend money on this credit card all over again, just so when tax season come, I can do it, pay it off again. Stabilization.
I'm with you, Andre. I cannot. But listen, you guys, I cannot believe they're saying this stuff out loud in public. And the channel is 9 to 5 millionaire? That's not true. Now listen. Now, I don't know anything about these guys' finances. I don't know who they are, but listen. What will tell me everything I need to know if all I got to do is take one look at their personal credit report? It will tell me everything I need to know. Now, I'm going to say that one more time. All three of them. All I have to do is look at their personal credit report, and it will tell me everything I need to know. If they really believe what they're saying, or they're just doing what they've been told all their life, their personal credit report will tell me. Now, listen. Now, if this is one of you guys that are in this panel listening, this is what I want you to do. I want you to add personally. Don't worry about your business. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If that's in the negative, you got to ask yourself, why is it in the negative? Now, if you're looking at me and your feelings are involved, don't worry about that. Take that out. You say, is the math true? Fuck Linnell. Hey, forget LJ. Is the math right? If the math is right, you got to ask yourself, how come I don't believe it? That's what you got to do. You got to ask yourself, how come you don't believe it?
The ascension part comes now. Carl, use this money that you normally would have
Who
paid
is Carl?
to the credit card company. Use this money as your down payment on the property.
Carl, listen to me, Carl. Listen. That money that you're about to get from the IRS, the bank already owns it. Carl, it's already their money. You do not have the option to do anything else with it because they already own it. They don't want you to pay off the credit card, Carl. If you listen to these guys, I want to tell you something. The bank doesn't want you to pay the credit card off. I promise you this. They want you to remain in debt. They want you to really believe that $12,000 that you're getting, some lump sum, whatever you believe is a lump sum, you think it's yours. They want you to believe it. That's on purpose, Carl.
And then now the bank is going to give you the money to fix this property up. So all you need is 10% that you have that you're going to spend on your credit card. That's all the money you have to come out of your pocket. The bank is going to give you the rest of the money to purchase the property.
I want you guys to understand something. He's flip-flopping, talking about business. I'm only talking about personal. Okay? I'm not talking about business debt. I'm talking about personal debt. He's flip-flopping. He's talking about tax returns, and then he's talking about investing. Which one are you talking about? His personal tax returns, or are you talking about business investing? It doesn't make any sense. You can't, do not mix the two. The two do not, there's business debt and there's personal debt. Business debt is okay. Personal debt is not. This is where it starts. So this is what happens. If the person is in personal debt, they're going to carry those same habits over to business. That's exactly what they're going to do. You got to make sure you pay close attention to people when they start when they start talking about the personal debt, and then they talk about, hey, invest in a real estate property. You say, hey, whoa. Are you talking about business or are you talking about personal? Because you went from this to that. That's not the same. Okay? It's not.
You rest the money to fix the property up. So now, once you got this money now, you put it into this property, the value of this property now, the value.
So Carl, he's telling Carl this. This is what he's telling Carl. You guys don't really understand what he's saying. This is what he's telling Carl. Hey, Carl, why don't you borrow the bank's money, put that money into the bank's house so the property value will go up. For who? It's not going to go up for you, Carl. You don't even own the house. Carl had to borrow the money to fix up the bank's house, and then Carl will believe that house appreciation is his. No, it's not. You don't own the equity in a house that you don't own. That's impossible. That's mathematically impossible. You don't own that.
This property is going to raise, right?
It is, but not for Carl.
The money that you was looking to get back, or the money that you had,
where?
it's still there.
It's where?
Refinance that building once it's complete.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
You can refinance it and pull that cash back.
Refinance it. Well, okay. Not only finance it, refinance it, and then pull some mystery money out of it. Okay? Did you hear what he said? Now, let me rewind that so you guys can understand.
That you had,
yeah.
It's still there.
It is.
Refinance that building once it's complete.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. Right.
You can refinance it and pull that cash back.
Refinance.
And now you're right back where you started from.
Where?
Right? And you can use that money to pay off your credit card.
Oh.
You choose to do.
Really?
And at the same time, this is what ascension part comes in.
Ascension. Okay.
You're going to be cash flowing. You're going to be
receiving
net income every single month.
Where?
Over $1,000, $1,500, I believe, 13 or 1,400.
Which one? Whoa, which one, man? You got to tell me which one. 13, 14, 12, 35. Ascension. Mm-hmm.
You're going to be cash flowing.
Cash flowing.
Receiving net income every single month.
Yeah.
Of over $1,000, $1,500.
15, okay.
Or $1,400 in your case.
Yeah.
So now you've leveraged.
Leverage. That big word. Another big word.
You got from your tax return.
Uh-huh.
You leverage that to position you to now ascend.
Ascend.
Now you can take that $1,400 net cash flow and use that to cover your house note.
Oh.
And then now when the pandemic happens, you lose your job. When anything happens, you got a safety net to cover your house note. And you still accomplish paying your credit card because you was able to refinance and use that money to pay off your credit. So I was able to take this money and then not one time finance it, refinance it twice, finance the house twice, and then pull out some mystery money to pay the mortgage, borrowing more money to pay I'm borrowing the bank's money to pay the mortgage that they own. That doesn't even make any sense. So it's not saying you're not paying off your credit card.
Right.
You're just you're leveraging what you have to position yourself to accomplish more.
Where?
And that's what the ascension mindset is when we're talking about this whole credit card thing.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you, Jamal.
See, but I promise y'all to this day,
what?
Credit card debt's still there, Maul. Like you took me all the other way now.
He did. Where?
Pay the minimum until I don't feel like paying the minimum.
Oh, did you hear what he just said out loud? He's going to pay the minimum. He's going to pay the minimum until one day he doesn't feel like paying the minimum. You know how happy I would be if I was the credit card company right now. I'd be, oh my God, thank you. Don't worry about paying that credit card. Just pay it to when you feel like paying it. As a matter of fact, don't ever pay it off.
Going nowhere. And I don't mind the little percentage they charge because
look, he said out loud, he doesn't even care about interest rate. Hey, that's nothing. That's it. If I was the credit card company, don't worry about that stupid interest rate. Don't worry about ever paying it off. Do your thing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah.
Because
again.
Maul, I thought about this. Like, worst case scenario. I want people to.
What's the worst? Tell me.
Worst case scenario.
All right. Okay, hold up. It can get worse than this. He's saying that it can get worse than this. Okay, let's see.
Worst case scenario, tenants don't pay rent, COVID, whatever happens.
Right.
I have probably $80,000 of equity sitting in the
God.
that I did not have.
I cannot, you guys don't even get it, man. I cannot believe they're saying this out loud in the open for everybody in America on YouTube can see. He believes he's got $80,000 equity in the house that he doesn't even own. I have no idea how the banks have done this. They are absolutely brilliant. Do you see why banks have big buildings downtown? Skyscraper buildings. You walk into the lobby, it's layered with marble and gold everywhere. Why do you think that is? Because they're greedy? No, they're not greedy. Banks trust mathematics. Slaves do not. You don't own the equity in a house that you don't own. They believe they didn't even have the money to buy the house, but for some reason they magically believe now the equity in the house is theirs. That doesn't even make any sense. And they're saying that out loud.
You're talking about going into a building with 10, 15 grand, and now the same building, if I can't do it, I can't pay it next month, bro, I turn around and sell that joker.
Oh, God.
I probably won't get all, Maul. You lose some, but at least let's just say if I got 80 of equity, I can walk with probably $50,000 that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario.
Let them know when you.
It's not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is to believe that you have the money. The worst case scenario is that he doesn't even believe in mathematics. What are you talking about? I hope you guys are paying attention to me. All I'm doing is pointing out things that don't make mathematical sense. That doesn't make sense.
Before you started out, when you was playing it safe, What was your net worth? I remember talking about net
Oh
worth
shit!
loosely
No,
because
you're not gonna say
like,
that. You think you have a
this is
net
what I
worth?
make on my job. No, what was your net worth?
Bro, I was
your net worth?
negative. I was
And for everybody that
And you
out there
still
that
are.
calculate net worth, right? Net worth is your assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth.
Now, I want you guys to be very, very careful when you hear the word assets. Okay, people's definition of an asset is different. Okay, people with mortgages on homes, they believe that's an asset. Let me say that one more time. People with mortgages on homes believe that's an asset. That's not an asset because they don't own the home. Assets are things that you own. Not that you don't own. If you're paying on it, that means you don't own it. Why do you? It doesn't make any sense. Why would a person believe that something they don't own is an asset to them? No, it's an asset to the bank, not you. That doesn't even make any sense. Why is Eric on this panel? I don't even get it why Eric Thomas is on this panel. It doesn't make any sense. I'm glad he's not really talking.
That's the equation. Your
Thank God he's not saying anything.
Liabilities equals your net worth.
Let me say that. Let me see what calculation you.
Your liabilities. Well, this is what I make on my job. No, what was your net worth?
Bro, I was
your net worth?
negative. I was
and for everybody that's out there don't know how to calculate net worth, right? Net worth is your assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth. That's the equation.
Not true.
Your assets minus your liabilities equals your net
Not
worth.
true.
What was your? Carl just said it. He was making really good money with his job, but his
that's
net
Carl.
worth, what assets did you have? And then now, what's your net worth? After having
it's $300 or some $1,000 based on just the equity in the properties.
Oh God.
Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Make Real Estate Real.
Oh man. This video was literally torture. I ain't gonna lie, it was torture, man. That's not my first time. That's not my first time watching it, okay? I first saw it, I couldn't help but do this video. I couldn't help but do it. I had to do it. Woo! You guys don't even get it, man. Man. I'm so glad. I'm glad Eric Thomas didn't say anything. I'm glad he was just there listening. I was thinking, why? Because when I first saw it and I saw Eric Thomas up there, I was like, why is he here? Why is he on that panel? Please don't say anything, Eric. Please don't say anything. Please. And he didn't. Okay. He was just listening. Thank God. Oh, man. Boy, I tell you. All right, let me do some shout outs. Shout out to Brittany C for the $20 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Shout out to Measy for the $7 super chat. Thank you, sir. And shout out to Mike Rambo for the $20 super chat. LJ be dissecting these fools with ease. Mike, it's not even hard. I'm not even trying. It's just hard to watch. It's hard. It's very hard to watch. I'm like, damn, you're saying this out loud? Oh, Eric, please don't say nothing, Eric. Please, Eric, don't say, because I love Eric Thomas, okay? I watch him every time his videos come on. I've been following him ever since I decided to become a motivational speaker, right? I've been following him. I was like, thank God he didn't say anything. Oh, man, I would have been upset. I'd have been highly upset. All right, let's go through some. What's up, Reese? Hello. If I didn't say Chris, Chris pointed out that I did a thumbs down on that video. Damn, I forgot to. And I normally don't do that, right? I normally don't do that, but that really bothered me. That video, I just like, man, you shouldn't be telling people that. Man. What's up, NC? LJ, just so you know, I'm the other dislike. SOBC says, these are the guys who fake their deductions to get more money back from the IRS. You know, I'm not going to say what they do and what they not do. Okay. I don't know. I'm just pointing out things that don't make mathematical sense. That's all. What's up, Landon? The bank rubbing their hands like Birdman. You better believe the banks, man. if you're a banker and you listen to this channel and you at that level that only people that know what that level is, all right, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't know. This is obviously generational, okay? Because you guys got me. Hey, I'm a smart dude. Okay, I'm a smart dude, and I didn't even see that. Okay, I didn't see any of what I see now. I didn't see none of this. Okay, you got me. You got me for 40 years. Good job. Congratulations, banks. You guys did it. I see why you're billionaires. I see why you guys got all those buildings and all this central banks and all that shit. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Thank you, Nicer. That is why they call it free and clear. We're talking about the house. Yep, they're saying that stuff out loud, Andre. Cosmic says, I think they're talking about hard money loans, which means they are more interested in the house or assets. No, I'm not. They're not talking about any of that. They're giving. I'm pointing out the things that they're telling Carl. I'm not talking. I'm not even, honestly, Cosmic, I'm not even listening to their investment advice. I'm not even hearing what they're talking about because it doesn't make sense what they're telling Carl. I automatically remove things from my mental state. Brittany C with super chat. Okay, thank you. Cosmic says, yo, okay, cool. Raining woman, hello. What's going on? Dave Sincere, what's going on? He using the money to trick them. I don't know what he's doing. He's using the money to trick the bank, check and make. Yeah, he's using the money to trick the bank. Woo, I tell you. I don't know how the banks did it, man. This is generational, baby. I'll tell you that. All right. What's up, Atticus? What's going on? Yep. Thanks you for the shout out for that. Appreciate it. Thank you, Atticus. Man, I'm trying to be somebody to be remembered. What's up, Fred? Atticus saying, I hope you are well, LJ. Expose these fast talkers and con men. You know what? Put it this way, Atticus, because I want to make sure it's clear, okay? Whatever they're doing is not illegal, okay? You got to understand something. If people choose not to trust math, if they just trusted math, they would clearly see none of that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense, right? But if you choose not to believe in mathematics, it's the person's fault. It's not the person. It's not the people selling them something. Okay, it's not. Because as soon as I clicked on the video, I was like, "What are they talking about? I don't get it. Why are you giving advice like that to Carl? That doesn't make any sense." Okay. And I'm not even trying to be hilarious, man. Reality Game Design says, this dude sounds like he's selling snake oil. No, hey, you guys understand something, okay? This is business. Nothing is wrong. Let me make sure you understand something. Outside of mathematics, nothing is wrong with what they're doing. That's legal. That's how you make money. You make money from slaves, unconscious slaves that don't believe in mathematics. That's why slaves finance cars. That's why slaves believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages. That's why there are slaves that have student loans older than their mortgage. Do you know they have slaves with student loans older than the phone in their hand? That's a slave. Those are slaves. Only slaves do stuff like that. Anytime you hear somebody talking about investing, if they're in front of you, if they're talking about investing, this is the question I want you to ask them. Is that phone finance? If they say yes, you stop listening to them. If they're talking about investing, you say, do you still have student loans? If they say yes, you stop listening to them because whatever they're saying doesn't even make any mathematical sense. You think if they got student loans older than their children, you think they can give you proper investment advice? They haven't even invested in themselves. How do I know this? They got 20-year-old student loans. Isn't that obvious? They went to college. You say, hey, how long did you go to college? They're going to say, 4 years. And then you got to ask them, then why do you have your student loans for 20? What the hell are you doing giving me financial advice if you got 20-year-old student loans? That doesn't even make any sense. You haven't even invested in yourself. See what I'm saying? I'm sold. Shut up. Take my money. I know, right? What's up, Sharif? Basically, to get out of a hole, dig deeper. Exactly, Atticus. Hey man, just dig deeper. Once you dig yourself in a hole deeper, you take that money and then you pay off your other debt. Really? That doesn't even make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. My sister says equity has to be borrowed, not mine, while I live in my house. Exactly. That's why you have to borrow equity. People listen. Now listen how I say this so you guys can understand it, especially the slaves that are listening. You believe the equity is yours, but when you go to the bank to get it, you must borrow it at a percentage rate. Wait a minute. What are you doing borrowing your own money? What are you talking about? What's that mean? When you go get money out of your savings, do you borrow it? You know why you don't borrow it? Because it's your money. But if you borrow the equity, that means it's not your money. SOB says I darn near choked on my lunch. Man. Kevin Jones says, at least Eric Thomas doesn't say anything. Thank God he didn't. You're right. Mortgage is a liability, not an asset. Okay. All right. People with mortgages are loan owners, but if they believe they're homeowners, whatever. The bank says, I don't care what they think. Listen, I'm the bank. Hey, man, can you give me an FHA mortgage? Sure. Am I a homeowner now? Sure. Hey, you whatever you want to be. If I was the bank, I'd be like, you can be whatever you would. You want to own the land too? Okay, yeah, it's yours. I'm gonna need some hearing aids after hearing all man. You got to sign up for Super Chat. I don't know if you got Super Chat. Or sometimes I put up my thing, Sylvia. Sometimes I put up this because some people don't have Super Chat, so I put up my Cash App. So I keep forgetting that. You guys always ask me to put that up. When I do, nobody donates, but when I don't, people ask. It's just the weirdest thing. It's crazy. All right. Nicer says, the percentage of people unaware of the debt matrix includes your favorite motivational speakers and content creators. Sure do. Believe that. Now, I want you guys to understand something. The only thing I can't tell in the video is if they actually believe what they're saying or why they believe it. Well, I guess they believe no. Maybe they believe it, maybe they don't. I cannot tell if it's for business or they really believe it. The only way I can determine that is by seeing their personal credit report. Their personal credit report will tell me if they believe it or they're just doing it for business. Okay? I cannot tell that part. Now, if you want to jump on here and ask me a question or talk about the video, maybe you watched it and didn't understand it, and you want to ask me something about it, I'll gladly tell you, okay? What's up, L. Wills? What's going on? What's up, L. Marshall? What's up? What's up? Sharif says, L, what is home line of credit? That's a second mortgage. That's when they take a second mortgage out on their house or borrow some money against the house that they don't own. So listen to this. This is what slaves do. They'll get a first mortgage. The reason why they have a first mortgage is because they didn't have the money to buy the house. And then they'll take out a second mortgage. So slaves have two mortgages on one house and they believe it's normal. They get a second mortgage, totally forgetting why they needed the first. Doesn't even make any sense. You can't ask a slave, hey man, you taking out a second mortgage? You got to say, well, why are you doing that? You still got your first one, right? Yeah. Why are you going deeper in the hole? Oh man, it's normal. Everybody does that. I'm gonna take a second mortgage out and I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna put it down on another property so that can earn me money. You say, wait a minute, okay, so you got a first and second mortgage on this house. Then you're gonna borrow some money. You're going to borrow the money from this house that you don't own and then put it down on another house. So you're going to have three mortgages, the first and second on one house and then a new one. And then they think they're profiting. How in the hell did the banks do this? That is just absolutely hands down cash, instant money in the bank. The slave will believe that they own the first house and the second property. Oh yeah, that's mine. And I'm a homeowner. You're like, what the Shut the front door. Shut the front door. You believe what? A bank, if you're a bank person in there, please contact me. I want to know how you make slaves believe that. Please contact me. What's up, Frank? Ill Will says, I'm going to scroll back to see the exhibit A. Reality Game says, sounds like I'm in the wrong racket. Hey man, just getting a legal racket. You want to be a financial master? All you got to do is believe in the math that we learned in grade school. Okay? Now, we're only going to go as long as you guys participate. Maybe you guys have questions, all right? Because I'm not going to just be yip-yapping forever. But I made these review videos so you guys can understand something. Stop walking around like unconscious slaves. Unconscious slaves don't believe in mathematics. Now, if you are at that next level and you're in business and your business is successful, I want you to look at your personal finances. I want you to say this to yourself. Are my personal finances successful? Okay, you look at it. If your personal finances are in the negative, the business of you is not in business. The business of you is unsuccessful. Let me explain something to you. If your personal finances are not successful, your business is not as successful as it should be, or it could be because you haven't started with you. If your personal finances are not as successful, you're missing a major piece of the business finance puzzle. I promise you this. Now you're probably thinking, "Hey, I got a successful business and you don't, LJ." This is what I want you to do. I want you to ignore that. That's your ego talking. All I want you to do is go back to your personal finances, and I want you to say this to yourself. Is what LJ is saying about my personal finances mathematically correct? Yeah, then I'm right. And you're wrong. Doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. Math doesn't care how you feel. If your finances are in the negative, you are a slave with a successful business. That's it. There's nothing more than that. I don't care if your business made $1 million a year, $2 million a year. You're still a slave. You're just a slave making $2 million a year. You're still a slave. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sharif says, "L, do you think people use credit to better their lifestyle?" Let me put it this way, Sharif, so you can understand. I want you, and I want not only you, Sharif, I want everybody to understand this. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt, mortgage, student loans, car payments, credit cards, then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Real life. Now, if that's a large negative number, guess what? You have no choice but to use credit. You are in debt. You are a slave. People think it has something to do with the clothes and cars. No, you're a slave. You just don't know it. So if you're in debt, it doesn't even matter your lifestyle. Doesn't, because you have to use credit. You're in debt. Don't matter if you buy expensive clothes, cheap clothes, mid-range clothes. It doesn't matter. You're borrowing it. Whatever you're buying, you're borrowing. Andre says, "I see lemmings on their way to the bank." I'm not sure. What is that? What is lemmings? I got to look that up. I don't know what that means. See, I like when Andre throw new words in there. Hey, and when you come, hey, check this out. When it comes to your finances, okay? I want you guys, when you come to the SMD family, it is okay to say you don't know something. People with money respect people that will quickly say, "I don't know what that means." Okay, now I know what a lemming is. All right, cool. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. Oh boy, you've been killing me, Andre. What's up, Nick? All right, again, man, we're gonna cut this off. All right, here's the link. If you guys want to keep asking questions, you can ask questions in the chat. You can ask questions of me. You can come on the panel and ask. It's up to you. That is funny. I had to look up what a lemming is. Okay, cool. All right, any questions of me? Any questions of the video? If you didn't see the video, the link is in the full video is in the link of the description, okay? I really, you know what's crazy? I really hope Eric sees this video. I really hope he sees this video. I really hope he reaches out to me and asks me, "Hey, LJ, what do you mean by that?" I'll be happy to explain it. I'm just glad he didn't say anything. Eric Thomas, I follow the dude, love the dude, man. I'm just so glad he was like, ha, 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 ha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, cool, man. Just agree. Oh, it's on Super Nintendo. Okay. Elmar says, LJ, the other day I noticed unconscious slaves focus too much in politics. They sure do, speaking too much about taxes and interest rates. Exactly. And they don't even know any. Slaves have no idea about taxes, interest rate, or politics. They have no idea. They think they do. This is all you got to do is ask a slave that sounds like they understand all this stuff. Hey, the economy, this and that, and I'm a vote, and interest rate, and about taxes. You say to this, do you know how much debt you're in? If they say no, they have no idea what they're talking about. Those are slaves. Wait a minute. You don't even know how much debt you're in, and you talking about politics? You're talking about who? Secretary of what? You don't even need to know their name. You're in debt. You're a slave. Don't worry about what they're doing. When they talk about these people that are way up the chain and they're in debt and they don't even know how much debt they're in, don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about you. You're a slave. They don't care about slaves. Slaves, you guys, check this out. If you don't even know how much debt you're in, if you don't believe you'll ever pay off your student loans or anything like that, you are a slave. You don't count. You don't count. I mean, you count, but not the way you think you count. You count because you keep the economy going. We need slaves. Slaves are the engine of the economy. I want you guys to understand that. Slaves are the engine. We need you guys to keep financing cars, believing your homeowners with 30-year mortgages, getting first and second mortgages on one house, all that stupid nonsense. We need you. And then walk away believing you're a homeowner. Get 2 mortgages on one house and then take that money and get another mortgage so you have 3 mortgages and believe you're making money. Believe you're making positive cash flow. Only slaves believe that. Andre says, let me occasionally commit mass suicide. Walt Gold says, don't be a lemming. Oh, wait, did I miss something? Oh, don't be. Oh, he's just saying that. Okay, never mind. All right. El Marshall says, being debt free you can see so much more. You can really see. You can see things. Slaves, okay, listen, slaves, listen. I know you've never heard anybody tell it to you like this. Okay, maybe it upsets you. Maybe you don't. Hey, maybe you don't think you're a slave. It really doesn't matter. Maybe you don't even think you're a slave, right? All I want you to do, if your feelings start to get involved, to counteract that feeling, I want you to say, is what LJ saying mathematically true? And if it's true, I want you to get up and go to the mirror and say, then why am I upset at his math being true? That's what I want you to. If you ever want to get out of the debt matrix, this is what you do. You say, if you're getting upset at my words, even though it's mathematically true, you go to the mirror and say, why am I upset that his math is correct? Okay. Once you remove the feelings and figure out, okay, that's correct, then you'll get out of the debt matrix. But until you do, your feelings are stopping you. Okay. Sharif says, I think a lot of guys kill their finances chancing women when they are younger. Yes. And I tell you, you younger dudes, let me tell you something. If you're young, and I want you guys don't even get it, but this is very, very true. Get out of debt. Get out of debt. You won't care what no woman will take your money. You won't care what she looks like. You won't care how good the sex is. You won't care. Why? Because you will never date a slave. You will never have a child by a slave. You sure in the hell will never marry a slave. That will never happen. You won't. If you come up and see a fine chick and she got $100,000 in student loan debt, it doesn't matter what she looks like. She's a slave. She's just a nice looking slave. That's it. It doesn't matter. You say, hey, babe, what's up? You got student loans? Yeah, how much you got? 100,000. When are you thinking about paying those off? She turns to you and say, oh, I ain't never paying them off. You say, okay, goodbye. She's going to be like, why? Because you're a slave. What do you mean? I don't want to explain it to you, slave. Sorry, I don't want to explain it to you. Everybody's doing it. Yeah, all slaves say that. Oh, yeah, student loans are forever loans. Yeah, all slaves say that too. They do. All the slaves say it. Hey, you always have debt. Debt is just part of life. Another thing that slaves say. Yeah, they just believe it. I don't know. I don't know what slaves, why they say that. I don't know. Deshaun says, didn't catch the live stream, but watched the video. I'm surprised to see Eric Thomas a part of that video too, as he's more into motivational inspiration. He didn't, you know what? He didn't really say something, nothing. I don't know. And this is a guess. This is just my opinion. Maybe he was there just to bring in views. Maybe he was paid to be there. I don't know. That's my opinion. Okay. I don't know anything. It just surprised me to see him up there. That's all. I don't know. Not saying he's too good for them. Not saying that he's bigger than that. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I was surprised because of the content. Okay. Debt free equals X. And that's very true. I know you guys don't see it. Slaves, you guys can't see that. It is X-ray vision. You guys don't even get it. You guys don't. When you put it this way, when slaves get on social media talking about they just bought a house in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, slaves do that. Hey, look at the new homeowners. No, you're not. You're not a homeowner. No, you're not. No, you're not. The only thing, the slaves don't get it. The only thing they're doing is locking you guys into the housing price, the housing market of today. That's why it's all over the social media. Ooh, it's hot. It's making, stock, it's up, man. It's a hot market. You know why it's hot? Because they're locking you into the housing market prices today. So when it crashes next year, guess what? You're locked in today's prices, slave. So when the housing market crashes, guess what? It's not going to be so hard for them because they're still going to have you paying what your house is worth today. So when you see your house that you bought for $400,000 a day fall down to $200,000, guess what? You're still paying $400,000, slave. Sure are. You still making payments on $400,000, even though you know your house is worth. That's got to be a horrible feeling. Only slaves do that. Paying $400,000 on a house that you know is only worth $200,000. Ooh, woo! Can you imagine making that mortgage payment knowing your house is not worth the money that you're paying? Only slaves. Slaves do that. Cool Breeze says, I'm here. Welcome. I am finally debt free. What is the next step after paying off all debt? Buying a house in cash? Yeah. That's the very next step. Because believe it or not, listen, Cool Breeze, believe it or not, you're still a slave. Even though you're debt free. You know why? Because you don't own where you live. As soon as you own where you live, you are free. Okay. Your next step is get to a paid off house. And this is how I'm telling you why it's the next step. Okay. This is why. There's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. Okay. That's millions of people that believe they're a homeowner, simply believe they're homeowner. Pay your house off. You will be one of the people that will be a homeowner. While millions of people just believe they're all loan owners. They don't know they're loan owners. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what slaves believe. It doesn't matter. You will be a homeowner. Okay? And then when they're calling themselves homeowners, right? You can't tell them though. You can't tell them, hey, you know you're not a homeowner. I am because I don't own a mortgage. You can't say that to slaves. They won't understand what you're saying. Just listen to how many say it and you will be one. That's the default. Those two moves alone, debt free with a paid off house, you will become a millionaire by default. I promise you. Lord says, if you're debt free and you only got an AA degree, can you still live a good life without a higher education? You don't need higher education. That's a lie. You don't need it. No, you don't. Just stay. Hey, you got put it this way, Lord. Put it this way. There are millions of people that have degrees that they don't even own. They don't even own them. They be framing them nice. They put them in their office. They put them, hey, look, I went to this college and this and that. They don't even own they don't even own the piece of paper inside that frame thing. And they think they're making money. Those are slaves. All you got to do is walk in their office. This is how clueless slaves is. Walking, because they always have them nicely framed on the wall like wallpaper. You walk in their office, look at how nice everything is. Okay, just look at their office furniture, where it's at. It overlooks the water. It's in the heart of downtown. That's to impress slaves. Okay, all right. You walk in, you look at the year that they graduated college, right? And you go, okay, you graduated back in 95. Okay, cool. And then you look at the pictures on their desks of all their kids, and then you look at them and say, are you still paying student loans? If they say yes, everything you see is an illusion. Because you got to ask yourself, wait a minute. They graduated 25 years ago? You got to say this in your brain because you can't let them hear it. 25 years ago? You mean to tell me they haven't paid off their student loans in 25 years? How in the world do they got this nice office and nice furniture? Because it's an illusion. They just don't know it's an illusion. And then I want you to, if you're bold enough, you turn to them and say, hey, man, you graduated 25 years ago. Why are you still paying on your student loans? There is no answer. If they try to give you an explanation to why they haven't paid it off, that should tell you everything you need to know about the personal finances. You mean you have an excuse to why you haven't paid off student loans in 25 years? Why are you driving a Mercedes? Why is your office look like this? Why does it look like this? And you haven't paid off a student loan in 25 years? That doesn't make any sense. Don't be fooled by people's stuff. That's an illusion. Don't be fooled by their degrees. Don't care. You don't give a shit where they went to college. That doesn't matter because if they're paying student loans off, they don't even own that degree. That frame is worth more than that piece of paper with print and ink on it. Walgo says, I can't remember when I told my family member, nice house, and he said, it'll be mine in 30 years. Okay, all right. That's a step. When I was a kid, I used to wonder if you have a mortgage, how can it be your house? Exactly. At least when he said that, he recognized that it wasn't his house. But he also, in the same note, he also accepted that it's going to take him 30 years to pay off one house. 30, wait a minute. People don't even understand when they say this out loud. You have accepted, say like the house was $300,000. I said this earlier. You have accepted that you're not going to make $300,000 out of 30 years of your life. That's a different problem. That's a mental problem. 30 years? Yeah, man, I ain't gonna make $300,000 in 30 years. What? Randy Woman says, and then if you wanted to sell it, you would not get what the house is actually worth. You didn't get nothing. It's not your house. People pay on a house for 15, 20 years, and then they sell it, and then they get some kind of profit on it, and they really believe it's a profit. It makes sense. And then they got to, check this out. Then they got to pay taxes on that profit. Pay taxes on money that's not even theirs because it doesn't even exist. And they're paying, listen, their slaves are paying taxes on money that doesn't even exist. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If your finances are in a negative, money doesn't exist for you. It doesn't exist in gold, silver, platinum, cryptocurrency, whatever they make up, whatever the banks make up. Or hey, the banks hate it. This is what slaves do. Hey, man, the banks hate it. It's encrypted, and they're not going to be able to get access. Whatever, slave. Whatever. I know the banks are just laughing. Oh, okay, whatever. You think we're not gonna? We run the whole world, but you think the whole world, central bank. We run the whole world, but you think some cryptocurrency, some money that doesn't even exist, is gonna take us out? Come on, slaves. Cryptocurrency has already been here. It's called credit. You slaves, you guys don't even get it. Cryptocurrency is here. It's always been here. It's called credit. If your finances are in the negative, the only thing you can use and have been using all your life is cryptocurrency. It's just called credit. You just don't look at credit as cryptocurrency. It's the same thing. Can you touch credit? Can you put credit in your pocket? Can you? It doesn't even exist. You just believe it's there. Sharif says, I'm almost 40 years old. I want to retire at 45. I'm debt free. Is 45 old? Nope. I don't know why I feel like this, because society has made you believe that, Sharif. It's not old. I'm 50. Does it look like I feel like I'm old? No, I'm surprised I'm 50. You got, like, when you're young, you have this image in your head that what 50 is going to look like, how 50 is going to feel. Oh, my body's going to break down. If you believe that, okay, I guess you believe that. If you believe 50 is old, whatever, I guess you believe it. Oh man, I'm gonna be like this in 50. You can't do this, you can't have sex, you're not gonna be doing it right. Hey man, you keep saying it to yourself, you're gonna believe it. You say that enough, you're gonna believe it, because 50 can be anything you want it to be. Anything. It doesn't matter whatever you want it to be. SOBC says, but LJ, the home prices will go up. Exactly. I got to get in now. Home prices are going to go up. Whatever, slave. Whatever you believe, where? It's going to go up from where? Who said that? Who said that? Other slaves? Who's saying that to you? People with mortgages? Of course. Listen, slaves. Of course, a slave wants you to get a mortgage. Of course, a slave is going to tell you the only way to get a home is a mortgage. You know why? Because they have one. They're telling you because that's what they believe. Ask them. Anybody trying to tell you to invest and get a home with a mortgage, you ask them, do you have a mortgage? And if they say yes, you go, then you say to yourself, that's why they want me to get one, because they have one. Yes, exactly. That's it. You think when I own a home free and clear, you think I'm going to suggest somebody else get a mortgage? No, I'm going to say pay for your house. A person with no mortgage is not going to recommend another person get one. Okay? Live X from Live X says, what's up, LJ? I understand and agree with the savings minus debt equals the amount one has to do anything. However, are there exceptions to the rule? For instance, buying for life insurance. Okay, this is what I want you to do. And that's a great question. All right. And I really want you to, this is what you do. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for life insurance. Okay, let me say that one more time. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for life insurance. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for retirement. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to put in the stock market. It works for everything. Life insurance is not an exception. Andre says, housing is your second largest expense after tax. Sure is. Second, job taxes. Yeah. Reality Game says, mine is not framed. Me neither. So crazy. So crazy, man. Mine has been in the storage closet in a box. It's just crazy. Degrees are $100,000 plus tissue. Exactly. It's nothing. Nothing. Hello, Aletha. Welcome. Welcome to the SMD family. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining. Excuse me, not showing up, joining. Thank you. Autumn, what's up, Autumn? What's going on? So is a mortgage basically rent to own? Yes, you're renting from the bank. Slaves believe it's different when you rent from a person versus the bank. I don't know why I do know why, because the bank's told them that. The bank says, hey, sign on the dotted line. And then the bank hands them the keys. And then the person says, am I a homeowner now? The bank says, sure, you sure are. Here you go. And then they take away. People with mortgages are just renting from the bank. They're not anybody different. If you are in a place right now and you're renting, you're the same as the person with the mortgage. Don't listen to slaves. Okay. Andre says, degree equals permission to pay more taxes and interest. Sure do. Put it this way. If you have student loans and you've been paying them on for longer than going to college, guess what? And I'm gonna share something with you. It's mathematically impossible for you to ever reduce your tax bracket. As long as you've got student loans, you put it this way, as long as you are in debt, you cannot reduce your taxes. It's mathematically impossible. You can't. It's impossible. Laura says, appreciate it, LJ and Cosmic. You are welcome. Nick says, facts, LJ. Look great for 50. Thank you, sir. And you're a young man, and I like talking to the young man. I want you to understand, when you're young, you think 50 is old. It's not. 50 can look whatever you want it to look like. I still got a six-pack. I still got my arms. I still got everything. I can still do stuff in the gym. I do muscle-ups. I do all that. I do crazy stuff. Hey, you're 50? Yeah. That's because you believe 50. I'm supposed to be having a walker. No, it's whatever you want it to be. Elmar says, Fed's talking about keeping the interest rates low till 2022. It's a way to pull and lock more slaves in. Yep, sure is. You guys don't even really understand what's coming. Economy, there's going to be a housing market crash. There's going to be some big crashes. They're locking people in right now. They're locking them in. Hey, look, slaves, the interest rates are low. Refinance your house, refinance your car, take out this loan. You know, rates are never going to be this low, and the slaves just believe it, and they lock themselves in. Andre says, this is worse than that. You can't end up underwater when you rent. Oh yeah, you sure can. You can't. You're right, man. Hey, Andre, you be coming up with some stuff I didn't see, and I'm like, damn, you can't go underwater. Sure can't, but you can with a house. It's worse than that. Oof. Slaves. They're doing you so dirty. And I can't even say that. They're doing you so dirty because you don't trust mathematics. That's it. You guys have no idea how you are treated. I want you to understand something. This system is beautiful. It's lovely. The financial system, it's absolutely, it's against people who don't believe in mathematics. It's for people who believe in math. That's it. That's it. Taxes are not evil. They're not mean. Taxes don't keep you down. Taxes don't keep you from getting ahead. No, that's all slave talk. That's called slave-splaining. Hey man, I can't get ahead, man. Taxes are too high. Are you still have your student loans? Yeah, that's why you're not getting ahead, because you got student loans. It's not taxes, it's student loans. All you got to do is follow the rules. Don't cheat on your taxes. Don't associate with anybody that cheats on taxes, that's trying to get over on the IRS, trying to hide money, all that stupid nonsense. Don't associate with them. Follow the rules. But you must get out of debt to understand them. You can't see the rules when you're in debt. You can't. You'll never, check this out. If you don't believe that you'll ever pay off your student loans, you will never understand how the tax system works. You can't. It's mathematically impossible for you to ever see it. If you believe you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, you will never understand how taxes work. You can't see it. Just keep paying them like you're supposed to. Okay? Just do what you're told. All right? Just do as you're told. Get out of debt. You'll see the tax people. They're not evil. They're not mean. They're not anybody special. They just come knocking on the door and they say, hey, does your math match my math? And you're going to say, yeah. Okay, see you later. Matter of fact, they're not going to come bother you. Audits are not random. That's not true. Why would they come audit somebody that they know they're following the tax rules? Does that make sense? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we see that you're following all our rules that we clearly have posted on our website. We just come to say congratulations for following the rules. They're not coming to your house or your business. They're not. And if you hire somebody, because you always see this happen to celebrities, they go to prison for tax, blah, blah, blah. If you get out of debt, you won't hire anybody that's in debt. I would never hire a CPA that has loans, student loan debt. Why would I hire a CPA person with 25-year-old student loans? That wouldn't make any sense. Why would I hire an accountant that's in debt? That doesn't make any sense. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean? They went to school for math. You mean to tell me they're not using the math that they learned in college on their own finances? Why would I trust a person like that? That makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't even, what if, like, check this out. If you have a tax person that's preparing your taxes and they're in debt with 25-year-old student loans, you better fire them fast because they're missing something. They're missing the whole picture. They can't see something. Doesn't matter if they're good at understanding taxes, because they don't understand something that they can't see. They're in debt. Slaves can't see it. I haven't did the slow push-ups in a while, Autumn. I haven't did the slow ones in a while. But I'm getting back into it. I kind of drifted off on my working out because I was so focused in on something else. Not that I totally let it go, but I wasn't in as hard. Cosmic says, talking to Walter. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay, gotcha. Sheree says, I'm asking to work overtime all the time. you think I should take it and save money? Now, this is the exception for you, Sharif. Now, if you're debt free, I think you told me you're debt free, right? Did you say that? Okay, you are debt free. Okay, this is what you do. Take all that overtime in, because I want you to buy a house. Now, you don't have to buy a house. And I'm not necessarily saying buy a house cash, okay? I'm saying this. You go to the Discord server, go over to the Discord server, work your ass off, save up all that money, go to the Discord server. You ask people like Cosmic Wisdom. You ask people like Andre. You ask them, what is the way I should buy a house with a mortgage? Okay? There's only one mortgage to get, Sharif. Only the best one in the United States of America. I'm going to say that one more time. If you get a mortgage, the only mortgage you accept is only the best one in the United States of America. I don't know which one that is. You got to do your research on it, but go find it. Okay, the bank is going to say, oh, Sharif, you want that one? Oh, okay. All right, let's see. They're going to look at your credit report. They're going to clearly, number one, they're going to clearly see you're not in debt. Okay, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, millions of people don't have that. Okay, zeros on their credit report. And then they're going to see you have real money saved. Real money means you're not in debt. That's real money. They're going to say, oh, this dude knows. They're not even going to insult you with anything less than the best. They're not going to insult, because they're going to know that you know, because your credit report is going to reflect that. Okay. All right. L. Johnson, I knew a chick that had 25 credit cards all maxed out. I wouldn't date anybody like that. You got how many credit cards? When are you paying those off? Oh, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, see you later. Are we still having sex? I don't even want to chance that. I don't want a condom break. You think I'm going to have a baby by a slave? I'm not doing that. Because you got to understand this. And this is for the fellas. If you get a woman that's in debt, you get her pregnant, she's already got problems. She's a slave, so she's already lacking money. If you have a baby by a slave, then they're going to think that baby, you are the cause because you got them pregnant. And now that's why they're struggling, because of the baby. No, they were already struggling before the baby. Now they just have somebody to look at. And it's going to be you for the next 21 years. Okay, they're going to blame you. Oh, man, if this baby costs so much money, they need diapers and blah, blah, blah. And it's just on and on and on. You're not going to get a slave pregnant. I promise you, you're not. You're not. We're having sex? No. You're not turned on by me? I am. Then why not? Because you're a slave. What do you mean? You got 25 credit cards that are all maxed out. And you're never going to pay them off. What about your student loans? Oh, that's a forever loan. Yeah, I can't chance that. You're an asshole, Linnell. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Hey, I don't know if that's meant to hurt me, or I don't know. That's exactly how I would say it. I know we are way off topic. All right. Are there any more questions? We're going to get off of here because we're way off topic. I'm way off. We're way off topic. And hey, Autumn, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Oh, you think you're all that, Linnell? No, I don't. Why you talk like that? Because I trust math and you don't? That's it. That's not nothing fancy. I'm not being mean. You know how many niggas want this? I guess. All right, whatever. Shree says, I dated a woman who was in $100,000 in student loan debt. I had to let her go after listening to you. Have to. You know how much $100,000 is going to turn into in 20 years? Imagine how much she's going to owe once she gets 20 years of $100,000 student loan. She will be a slave until she's dead. Once a slave gets that much student loan debt, they automatically accept that they'll never pay it off because they can't. You have to check this out. Slavery is not dead. Debt is the colorblind slave master. It doesn't care if you're man, woman, Chinese, black, white. It doesn't care because all it sees is green. And if you got student loan debt and you don't believe you're going to pay it off, it owns you. You're going to be a slave until you're dead. You're going to be a slave in a nice house. You're going to be a slave going on vacation. These are the sayings that slaves say. Oh, man, you only live once. You think I'm going to live like this? You think I'm going to be unhappy? Yeah, you are a slave. And you can't do anything about it. Well, you can. But since you don't believe you can, you're going to be a slave until you're dead. You're not doing anything because wherever you go on vacation, you got to come back to work. You're a slave. So you're going to be happy to go on vacation because you hate where you're at. And then you're going to enjoy your vacation. And then the last couple of days when it's time to come back, you're going to start thinking about your job, the place that you hate, the very thing that you got a vacation from. You got to now come back and you're going to be thinking about it on your vacation. So mentally, your vacation is going to be cut short because you get on social media. Oh my God, my vacation's over. I got to get back to work on Monday. Yeah, you do, slave. Welcome back. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You sure do. Hope you enjoyed it because we're only going to release you 1 week a year, you slave, and you're going to be happy about it. Out of all the whole year, all of the 52 weeks a year, we're going to give you 1, slave, maybe 2, and you're going to be happy about it. Slaves, man, they do you guys so dirty. They're going to be all in your checking account if they know you're responsible and have the money. I guess. Not my checking account, Walt. Not mine. Not mine. Any questions? Oh, shoot. God dog it. I hate when I do that. Hope I didn't ruin that. Knock my water smooth over. Turn that off so that doesn't happen. I always do that. I always have it right in the spot to where it's going to do that. Okay. Anyway, where's the towel? Oh, here's a paper towel. 1 second, you guys. 1 second. All right, let's see here. Oh, I get it. Thanks. I'm a landlord and a tenant. I want you to, hey, Walter, I want you to hear the words you're using. I want you to hear the words you're using. You really believe you're a landlord. You're the property manager, Walter. You're not the landlord. You are the property manager. You are responsible for the bank's property. Okay. You're responsible for having insurance on it. You're responsible for the upkeep. You're responsible for the payments. You are the property manager, Walter. Yeah. If you have a baby by a slave, slaves get together, Walter. Okay. And I always promise you this, man. I promise you this. If you get out of debt, you would never even, you wouldn't even have sex with a slave because you wouldn't want the chances. You wouldn't want to accidentally get a slave pregnant. You wouldn't do that. People think that's harsh too. It's not really harsh. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions about the video? Any questions of me? Any questions? Yes. Yes, Walter. I know. Tipsy, huh? Ain't that crazy? Boy, I hope I didn't ruin that. Anyway. Any questions? What's your question, Walter? Any of you guys in the background that are watching and listening? Maybe you want to email me a question, okay? Let me put that there. There's my email. Any questions? All right, it's 1:35. We're going to cut this off in a few minutes if we're not. Damn, I spent that much water? Holy crap. Damn, I spent a lot of water. Oh, yeah, I got to get a towel for that. Any questions? That's cardboard. Okay, cool. Oh, man, it's everywhere. All right, we're going to cut this off. Mainly because this water's getting everywhere.